Hey everybody, I'm Daniel. Welcome back to the channel. Today, Anita and I are attending a wedding of her cousin. I would probably say this is more of like a hybrid, so it's not an ultra traditional type of Taiwanese wedding. We're also in a hotel, but they're gonna do some, traditional things during the ceremony initially. So what we have coming up is the bride will say goodbye to her parents, and then the groom will officially come and get her, and they'll get in a car and then leave together. Then the guests will have their reception, so then we'll get to eat and drink and things like that, which are more, something we would have in the West. And yeah, so it should be a pretty cool experience, so stay tuned. From what I can gather, there's only a slight difference with the ceremony part, right? So there's no walking down the aisle, the dress has to be red because we're in Taiwan. So there's a lot of those kind of the Eastern traditions that are observed here that we don't have in, the US, for instance. So we were a little late because the official timing was a little confusing. Some people say 8, some people say 9, I don't know. But we missed the first part, which is like an engagement part, or they call it. I'm not really sure what happens, but we missed the first part. So during the engagement ceremony, the bride will have tea with the mother-in-law and family. And then beyond that, the groom will receive a necklace from his mother-in-law to be, and then the bride will receive a necklace from her mother-in-law to be. So that's the traditional step one engagement ceremony is what they call it. So, and then beyond that is the first part I mentioned where it's the official, bye mom, thanks for raising me, I'm moving to this new family kind of thing. And then the groom will come get the bride and whisk her away in a car. So that's your basic setup. Anita said that part is usually done at home in a very traditional setting, and then there's more things that go on during a very traditional Taiwanese wedding. So we're not doing that today. So I think this is like a hybrid. So it'll be an interesting experience for the viewers, for you, because you can see a little bit of the traditional, but then we're also in a hotel setting. Hi. Nice outfit, babe.
Thank
Can you back up so you can see it? Alright, so right now we're all just kind of sitting and waiting around for the goodbye ceremony. So we are officially on the bride side of the party because it's Anita's cousin, and her dad is there talking to his sisters, or what they call the goo-goos, because there's more than one. It's kind of cute. And if you're familiar with, Chinese or Taiwanese wedding faux pas, or what not to do, is you're not supposed to wear black. But a lot of people are. It's quite casual, so I would think with exception of the immediate family, like the parents, no one's really wearing a suit or, like a proper dress or anything like that. So that's nice, because in the West, you gotta bust out the suit. And there's not so much an adherence to the colored tradition. So there's like certain things you're not supposed to wear. So red is cool, like white and black are supposedly a no-no. But I think, traditions have evolved and it's not that big of a deal. And there's a lot of people wearing black. So that's the bride's parents. Everyone was kind of pushing them to go take a photo, so now they are. And then the whole crew over here has got their phones out. Alright, so now we're chasing the bride's brother. I don't know what's going on, but apparently he has some apples and that's part of the ceremony. Okay, so how it works is that the bride's family, that's her brother with the apple, he'll use the apple to invite the groom in, and then the bride will say goodbye to the parents, and then the groom will whisk her away. So it's all like the traditional steps, like, hey, come on in. So the reason they use the apple is that in Chinese, the word apple is pingguo. So pingguo and ping'an, they kind of sound the same. So there's a lot of play on words like that, and ping'an just means like, it's safe, it's secure, and all that kind of stuff. So that's why they have the apple. And during Chinese New Year they eat fish too, because it's part of like a play on words as well. They have wealth. So yeah, interesting stuff. So now we're just waiting. So got a pretty good location here to get the shot. Yeah, so the groom putting the hand on the apple with the bride's family. It was the bride's brother to give the apple, and that's like symbolic of, hey, it's safe, come on in, we're inviting you into the family kind of in a way. So yeah, interesting. And then I'm pretty sure the fireworks are to like ward off the bad spirits and bad luck, as it usually is, right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Is she wearing white?
Yeah.
I thought you're not supposed to wear white. No.
Engagement.
Okay, so I just spotted the bride, and apparently white is okay, just as long as it's not part of the engagement ceremony, which is that original one that we kind of missed with the tea and all that. So she will be wearing white. So I'm kind of going around because there's this tradition where a bunch of people block the groom from getting to the bride. So it's happening right now.
Just tell me you'll stay, take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. I don't know what I'd do without you. So cool.
So now begins the giving away ceremony. So the father of the bride is now giving her away to the groom. We kind of have the ceremony in the West too, but it's not a separate ceremony. It's part of like the walking down the aisle and things like that. But this is the local tradition here, so it's interesting. And he keeps saying that she's at his house for 30 years and people are laughing. Now it's the mom's turn to give away the bride. So yeah, they do both here. Because usually in the West it's just the dad that walks the daughter down the aisle, but now they're kind of, telling their life story and saying what they have to say before she gets married. Alright, so it's official, the bride has been given away. The parents said their piece. They both thanked the parents. All that kind of stuff. Thank you for raising such a good daughter, etc., etc.
I just need you. I don't know what it is you do.
Now we're running to follow them again. I think they're gonna get into the car and they're gonna go be whisked away. We do that in the US too, so.
In tradition, the groom will drive the bride home, but because nowadays the wedding is held in the hotel room, so they will just like go around the circle and back to the hotel to have reception later.
And what's the sense of the thing?
The bride will throw away a fan later when the car drives away, because it means like throw away your bad temper. Don't bring it to the new family.
So actually the groom's house is pretty close, so they're doing that traditional like taking the bride to his house, so they're not coming back. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, lots of interesting stuff, Do you guys have the thing where like whoever catches the thing she throws becomes the next bride?
No, but it's like, it's the girl's family has to pick it up, the oldest stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Anita and her sisters are discussing the giving away ceremony because that's the touching part of a Taiwanese wedding, so they're trying not to cry and stuff. Yeah, it was interesting. So I think we have like maybe an hour and a half before the lunch ceremony, so I think we're gonna go try and find a coffee shop or something like that. Oh, cafe.
Yep.
It's coffee.
Coffee!
So this is the Fuller Hotel in Tamsui. So it's actually really nice. It's a fancy hotel. And then we have the waterfront right here. It's pretty nice. This area of Taiwan called Tamsui, I guess it's still technically part of New Taipei City, but it's really known for their sunsets and it's very beautiful. We didn't actually bring the drone because it's like too much crap to haul to a wedding when you're not like the official photographer or anything, you know. The ocean's out there. The river goes into Taiwan this way. What's up, Bug Life? Where are we?
Tamsui.
Yeah, this is like this is the Fisherman's Wharf. This used to be a tourist attraction, but yeah, I don't know. Not so much anymore because there's no tourists in Taiwan right now. But yeah, it's really picturesque, you know, it's nice. You can have a walk and we're just going to a coffee shop. Just gonna cross this bridge up here. Hopefully it's worth it. I don't know yet, it's kind of far. It's nice to walk on the waterfront though, I think, yeah. Yeah. I'd found out that most of the people at this ceremony was from the bride's side because it's essentially, you know, the engagement and the giving away of the bride, and then the groom brought the bride back to his house and the groom side of the family is there, and there's other ceremonies and things to do there, but we don't have eyes on for that. So I grabbed some coffee and then we're gonna fast forward to the lunch reception and hopefully the food is good. Usually the food at weddings suck, so yeah.
Hope it's good.
It's really nice scenery over there actually. It is quite lovely, I'd have to say.
So right now we are entering a wedding reception, so we will give some like red envelopes with lucky money.
Real money.
It's real money. I think my mom is responsible for like taking the money from guests.
Some of those amounts are like $400, $500.
Yeah. So I think like nowadays you have to, if your reception is in a hotel, it's mostly like 3,600 up per person.
Okay.
If you come to the wedding yourself. If it's 2 people come, then you should have more.
Wow.
So if you are friends or family of the girl's side, which is the bride's side, you can get the wedding cookie.
Alright, so we made it back to the reception and the food's coming. We're all pretty hungry.
So hungry.
So it looks like it's like a lobster salad with abalone around the outside. I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect, but it'll probably be pretty good. Or at least it'll have fancy ingredients. So far, so good. All right, so it looks like we're going through all the delicacies and fancy ingredients. So we start with the lobster, and we got some shark fin soup. Everything is really good so far, and it seems like they went all out, which is awesome. But the next dish is like a scallop stir fry. So again, with those high-end ingredients, it's kind of a theme in celebratory meals in this part of the world. So yeah, pretty awesome. All right, so up next is gigantic abalone and sea cucumber. Like it's nice and braised. It should be pretty awesome. Yeah, man. Asian weddings is where it's at. Good stuff to eat. Alright, so there's like a change of clothes for the bride. So this is their re-emergence, and they're giving everyone this little candies and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
You want one?
I think it's like a meringue candy. We'll Okay, so the reason this place is so good is this guy is, Anita tells me that he's actually a famous like TV chef in Taiwan. So he's the executive chef of this hotel, and he was overseeing the food here. So yeah, this stuff is really, really good, and it's rare. So I think he has something to do with it because yeah, he's a famous chef. The food's great so far.
This is so good. I think it's like probably the most delicious like a waiting meal I've ever had.
Why is that?
Because usually the waiting meal is like, you know, it's like normal and not like amazing. But this one is like every dish is pretty good.
Yes, I would have to agree with Anita on this one. Yeah, this is a good like celebratory meal because usually for Chinese New Year and weddings and stuff like that, the food might have the high-end ingredients, but it's usually not very tasty. But this stuff is amazing. Probably one of the better meals I've had in Taiwan. So the chef's here. So this guy, he's like a TV chef, like a personality, maybe the Gordon Ramsay of Taiwan, like that kind of thing. So yeah, he's pretty famous. So the parents of the bride and the groom and the bride, they're going around, just call it like cheersing or giving a toast or, like that. So this is like a sticky rice kind of setup. Kind of like a zongzi or like a nomi gao. Like for dim sum, you kind of get those little like lotus leaf wrapped sticky rice. It's kind of like that, but a giant version of that. And it's really, really good. It looks like we have some whole steamed fish now. All right, so the consensus is that that's a steamed grouper. So it's a whole steamed grouper. It's a pretty big one too. Again, everything's pretty awesome. Alright, thanks for joining me at the wedding. It was pretty cool. The food was delicious at the end, and it was cool to see like the differences between the weddings that we would have in the States or California, and then the different traditions and different parts of the ceremony, and it was a pretty cool experience. So this is my first Taiwanese wedding actually. So yeah, thanks for joining me. And yeah, see you in the next video.